Welcome to the Love Laura podcast. Join us for all things fashion, fun, girls' chats, and all the behind the scenes. This is what you will not see on socials. This is getting right behind the brand. Welcome back.
Woohoo, we've got a guest.
We've got a beautiful guest. We have Ursula, our very own Ursula. So this podcast is all about Ursula today because you are so loved in our Banbridge store. You're so loved on our socials. You've definitely been our most asked guest to come on the pod. So this one is all about you. So for anyone that doesn't know Ursula, I don't know how you don't know her, but Ursula is our Banbridge Store Manager, and she also is very heavily involved in our socials. She's also part of the buying team. She's just an all-rounder. And for anyone that doesn't know her, her personality is A1. It's amazing. So, and our customers will know that anyway. But for anyone that doesn't know, this is all about Ursula on this podcast today. So, Ursula, tell us, well, number one, how did you get into walk-in wardrobe? Like, tell us the story, because I feel like this is the one we always ask everyone.
So for me, this is a massive, massive pinch me moment. I feel like a deer in headlights, girls. I'm not going to
Don't
lie.
be.
Literally feel like a deer in headlights. It has been a whirlwind. So just over 4 years ago.
Feels like longer, honestly, does it not?
I know. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
No, that's a good thing.
So long ago from you were sitting in that wee cafe.
Don't.
I remember the interview vaguely, yes.
Oh my goodness. So yes, really long story cut short. Actually, it was Roisin, my hairdresser.
That's right.
The new cafe, and I had just closed a business. So I was literally in an interim and I didn't know what I was going to do next.
You were in bridal, weren't you,
ago.
before that?
So was that
Just
into
Post-lock.
COVID or after COVID?
COVID was literally just coming slightly out of COVID when I came to these guys.
Okay.
But
I always get that wrong.
yeah, unbelievable actually. And I remember Kathy ringing me as clear as day. I was totally unaware. And next thing was then I had to come in for an interview. And
One of the famous walk-in wardrobe interviews.
In that lovely fancy boardroom that you managed
Guys,
to be in the interview.
you don't understand. But if my husband's watching this, he'd be killing himself laughing, because if you knew, I drove to Banbridge
I do know this story.
with the two windows down, my driver's side window and the passenger window down, and my arms up because I was sweating. I was so nervous. No, literally. Parked on the hill of Vervilen Street and came in and was greeted by the
I
gorgeous
remember
Holly.
your Hellfigure
Yes.
outfit pretty much, wasn't it? Or was it Ralph Lauren?
You're right. No, it was Hellfigure.
Was Hellfigure,
It was
wasn't it? Your
Hellfigure.
bag and all. I remember thinking
That's
it was
right.
red and navy.
That's right.
The full
Signature
matching.
Ursula, red and
100%.
navy.
Yes, absolutely. And so, Holly, your hair was short at the time.
Well, that's a period we don't talk about, Ursula.
No, but it was class. You rocked
so
it at the
short.
time. And then Laura, the lovely Laura, and the lovely Kathy. And I remember sitting there, literally so nervous, but so
wouldn't have
welcomed, so welcomed. And the interview was really, really good until Laura turned around and said, "Okay, what about social media?" So anybody that knows me knows I'm a technophobe, so I'm not good with anything like that. And you were like, I was like, oh, I'm not good with computers. And you were like, no, I mean to be on, like do a video. And the blood drained out of me. And I remember saying to you, my mum would tell you you're not photogenic, and you looked at me and went, don't be so ridiculous. Come in and give it a go. And I was like, oh God, I need a job. Okay, yeah, I'll do anything. I was literally like putty. And yeah, and at that time, the shop was only open 2 days a week.
Oh my days, COVID days.
Because that was even back to whenever we had done the upstairs changing rooms into our mini studio.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah, we had
that's
taken the
exactly where
curtains
we
and all
done it.
down.
Yeah, and like literally everything was there. Online was there. Shop was only open 2 days a week. So yes, and that's how the story started. And then I came into the lovely Holly. You said, come in and give it a go. So Holly was so good. She helped me so much, because believe it or not, even after over 4 years, I am still nervous.
You
That
get
is the
nervous
truth.
on a Wednesday.
Every week.
And I'm like, what? Like, how can you be nervous today? It's only us.
And do you know what? The mad thing about
That's a
it is,
good thing,
I'm not
maybe.
nervous with you guys.
No,
it's
no.
nothing to do with, because maybe people would think I'm nervous because you're the owner, and do you know what I mean? You've been here so long. It's nothing to do with that. It's actually more to do about me. Just me and myself.
Which makes me laugh so much because, and we will get onto this, but if a customer come into you to say they were nervous or they didn't want to try that, or I couldn't wear that there,
You'd be the first one
you'd
to
be
be
the
like,
first
I would.
one to be like, get into that changing room, I'm going to make you feel amazing. And still, Ursula, do you want to pop this on Wednesday? I'll say, and she'll go, Never says no.
No,
She
I'll
said,
give it a go.
I'll give it a
That's
go,
an
but you
Ursula
can
special.
see.
I'll give it a go.
And that's her way of saying, this is not going to work for me and I'm not going to be able to wear this. And then 9.9 times out of 10, she'll come out like, I actually really like this on. And I'm like, duh.
But that's because you girls are giving me the confidence. And I suppose I'm like that with customers who come into the shop because I never got that.
Yes.
I never got that person to go, just give it a go. Just give it a go. And I've been on a journey with weight my whole life.
Let's go back. So go back one and say, how did you kind of get into retail in general? Because you were in retail all your life kind of thing, weren't you?
Yeah, that's the big chapter we missed there.
Actually, do you know what? I was 13 when I got my first ever part-time job. I worked in a hairdresser.
So was I. All the good ones. No, well, I actually was child labour on the egg farm. Sorry, I was 3. Can you gather eggs? Yes. Can you gather the bottom rows? Are you big enough? Yeah, okay.
Well, here, look, we're got to.
Yeah, no, I was
Absolutely.
13. It wasn't retail. I was in diamonds. But you started in retail at 13?
I was in the hairdressers when I was 13.
Hairdressers,
I
great.
remember it
Starting
was a
ground.
hairdressers in the Murray Lane. It was called Exclusive Hair Company. Girl that owned it was Tanya, but she was amazing. Remember, they'd put up a big poster. It was coming up to summertime. And I said to my mum, I was like, and mummy was like, would you want to? And I says, I think I would. I think I'd like to give it a go. So anyway, cut a very long story short, at the interview, Tanya was like, right, okay, could you start on Saturday? And I says, yes, absolutely.
There's a pattern here. Get you in. Get you started.
That was it. Don't give you
Grab
enough time
you.
to say
no
no.
questions.
And then she said, so then I started on the Saturday and she says, have you got a national insurance number? I said, I'm only 13. And she went, what? So I actually, because I always carried weight, I probably looked a lot older than what I was. So that's where I started. And I was 17. Yeah, I done that the whole time I was through school. That was such a great basis for me when I look back. It gave
You're
me
meeting people every day. You're
Yeah,
seeing
and you
the
had to
public
make
from an early age.
conversation.
all different ages, all different walks of life, from
amazing.
kids to elderly people,
Yeah.
your regulars, the people that only come in to start with. So yeah, it started there and literally went from there to the next place to the next place. But basically the biggest length of time I was in first communion wear and then bridal. So communion,
So always
I was
very
in
like
15
higher
years.
end kind of stuff, like
Yes, more special occasion.
yeah, special occasion.
Absolutely. And very, very one-to-one. I never really worked for multinationals. I
Yeah.
always worked for
Yeah.
really
Independents.
independent. Also done jewellery for a while too in the Queen's Arcade. Catherine Shaw, it used to be there. It was one of the most beautiful jewellery shops in Belfast at the time.
You do have an eye for your
You
jewellery.
love
that's why.
jewellery, Ursula.
I was blessed with one of my mentors my whole life though. The
Yeah,
gorgeous
must-
Jackie,
oh,
late
yeah.
Jackie. So for me, I had that amazing woman to steer me in directions that
All the fancy stuff.
oh, as Matt would say, they made a little diamond monster out of me. Like, no, Ursula doesn't want the cubic zirconias anymore. No, Ursula wants the real good stuff.
That's fair though.
But yeah, so literally I've always been with people, and
You can tell that though.
yeah.
In such a good
I think
way.
what it goes back to for me, and maybe you don't know this story, I don't know, but when I was making my first communion, I had an awful experience. So we went dress shopping, and
What age were you then?
so back then you were only primary 3, so you were only
Okay.
6 turning
Tiny,
7.
like.
You were a baby. So I always had weight problems, and yeah, the lady in the shop said in front of me that she didn't cater for fat children. So that always stuck in me. So I remember thinking, oh right, okay. So look, we all
Horrible.
have journeys, but when it comes to weight, like
Who says
I'm
that about
not.
a child?
But yeah, exactly.
But you know what, too, as well.
How horrible.
I was blessed.
I hope
then
you
to
went
have
back to her
the
years later and
females.
said,
Actually,
I
never
will.
did.
She's
Laurel
still
will
alive.
answer now.
I never did.
I'll be like,
I
don't
never did.
tell me her address. I will
Bless you.
go.
Bless you.
And I will say,
But
you
you know
find
what?
a kid's flipping life
She actually sparked something. So
Yeah.
it's brought me to where
for
I
you
am.
and
What
against
age?
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
At that
you
age though.
Absolutely.
brought the good out of it.
And like I'm laughing because I listened obviously to your last episode, and you girls were touching upon Tommy Girl and Exhibit. I never shopped in those shops.
I do remember you always saying that.
I used to walk straight past them to Evans because that was the only place I could get clothes to fit me at that time in my life. So I've been on that journey, so I know what it feels like to feel like I can't wear that, or that's not going to work for me, or so even for me realistically every week to say to you, okay, I'll give it a go, that is massive for
Yeah,
me
major.
even in itself.
You can see that though, like
Yeah.
you can see, even though I'm just firing
Do you
the
know?
clothes at you and saying put them
And
on.
I love
I
that.
can still see that I'm like, she's not going to put that
But
on.
I
I'm
think
gonna get it on.
that shines through when a customer comes in because you have such empathy for them
Oh.
straight off.
I
you know?
have literally being in the walk-in wardrobe has been one of the best gifts actually to me. It's been magic, and for me, I've met so many different people. I've seen so many people, different journeys. Like there's
the legendary Ursula hugs. We should have started with that, because Ursula is, again, any shops customers will know that every single person, new or existing customers,
man, woman or child,
or child,
or dog
or beast.
Yeah, absolutely gets an Ursula hug, and an Ursula hug is like, everybody needs one, and I'm not a hugger.
No.
And the odd time I won't, but then I'm like, I think I need one today.
Funny, whenever we had put out listeners' questions for this, and I was reading them over before I came in, that's what there was loads of people saying about, not a question, but love Ursula and this, that and the other. But they all pretty much said about an Ursula hug. Oh. Go into the shop and you get an Ursula hug. Or it's not a day in the walk-in wardrobe without an Ursula hug.
I always say I think people come in for the crack as much as they do for the clothes with Ursula.
You know what? That's the nicety in it all. And you know what? Sometimes people are coming in and they're having a really hard time as well. You know, people are going through different journeys.
And you know what I think?
Loss, everything. Do you know, so you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know.
Mm.
So if you can give them that little bit of feeling good in themselves, I think there's nothing is better.
But even I would want that. Hairdresser or your nail girl or your beautician, you know, we always joke that they are like secret therapists and counsellors, but I genuinely think as well, because a lot of people go around, and I used to do nails, so I know this too, but it's an outsider who's not having an opinion on what's going on, because when you go to your families or you go to your friends, they already know too much the story. So whenever you're doing it to someone you don't know, so for people coming into the shop, they're coming in feeling rubbish, but they're leaving feeling great, because number one, they've offloaded their problems, and number two, they've got a beautiful outfit to go with it.
100%. And you know what? You're right in what you're saying, because I
don't charge for the therapy either. No. Yet.
Don't give her any ideas.
Get away therapy room before the changing rooms.
But it's exactly what you're saying there. You know, I've had girls. There's one girl in particular, and I wouldn't want to say her name, but she's been on a massive journey with weight loss. And I remember the first day she ever came into that store, and this girl would not come out of a changing room. She was in the corner. She was upset. She was emotional. I was even emotional with her, because
you've been there.
I've been there. So I 100,000,000% get that feeling, and that feeling off, you just don't want to come out, because you just don't feel good in yourself, in your own skin. And I think, as you always touch upon, and yourself, Holly, us as women, we are so critical of ourselves, and we feel that we always have to be looking our best and feeling our best, and life isn't always like that.
No, definitely not.
Nobody knows what's going on behind anybody's back scenes and all the rest, but we try our best that when we come in the door of the shop, and there's days that we'll come in and maybe somebody's having a bad time or whatever, but we hug each other. We say, right, let's go for it, girls. Let's get this day done. And 9 times out of 10, that's all it takes, is that first minute and a half to just, let's get positive. Let's get our big girl pants on, as I say, and let's go for it.
What is your line, Laura? Drop it off at the door and pick it up and then back out.
Yeah. Only because I always say, like, we're not brain surgeons, we're 100%. Not open heart surgeons, we're not doctors, we're not nurses. We have the joyous job of making 100%. People feel better when they come in through that door. Totally. So many careers have so many careers, you're behind a desk, you don't get to chat to people. Or I always think of my brother, like, he's a dentist, and I feel he doesn't people talk. People like, hi, and then he's hello, and they're like, that's all they can do the whole time. So it's like, we have such a lovely job. Well, not only the warehouse staff too, because it's, you're around clothes, you're not around, like, I don't know, like Kathy used to sell tractor parts, like that, you probably get a buzz from it, don't get me wrong, but we have a lovely job, so I think we need to let that shine through as well,
100%.
And it does,
But even as well, there's times, like, there's loads of times we're all women and TMI, but we all have the same time of the month, and when we're in here,
not be all 30 of us aligned.
As Megan now dropped in the conversation with us in the shop, she was like, I think we're all starting to airdrop each other now. Because it's women, when you're together with women, so they do say that. They do say that, everybody then starts to think.
But there's plenty of Wednesdays and Tuesdays in here where we're going, oh no, please, honestly, I can't, and my tummy's so sore and I feel rotten. But in the shop, if that happens, you can be like, that's okay, come on, we'll get you sorted anyway, and we'll try it on.
Totally.
And in here, like, we're trying to be honest about it too, and that's why when we chat about clothes, we say, like, we're maybe not feeling it so much at the minute, but next week it'll be great, or this, that and the other. So I think that's a big part to play. And last week we were doing content for our leggings, and it was Emily and Neve and myself, and we'd had a busy day. It was just a mental day, and then we're really busy getting all the normal e-com done, and I was like, right, come on, we'll go down and do this, and we done it, and we end up staying for over an hour what we're meant to, because it was so good. But you know when you're all drained and you really need to find that, and believe it or not, I'm usually the one that needs to pick up, but I was like, well, get it, it'll be cool. Showed the inspo, and then we all got into the car after and we were buzzing. And Neve was like, I had no hope for that shoot, and I'm actually delighted with how it went. And I'm like, see,
and thank you, because all of the lovely customers that watched the shoot then come in to see us in the show.
Yeah, we just went down to
and we got to hear all the info, which was great as well too. But
we were making Emily change in the toilet in Folks Coffee, and every time she come out, then there was these women, and I went in, it was Catherine, she was like, no, seriously, I like, when's this colour launching? And let me see this one, because it was all over my, like, if you had seen us, we took over the whole of the wee tiny mall that it was, but it was brilliant, and it was good to see it firsthand.
Oh, it's amazing. No, and I think that's the difference too as well now with the Little Laura brand. Like for me, that is all I wear. You know that, girls, because you know what I'm like, does it fit? Does it this? Does it that? And see, being able to put smiles on people's faces when they've walked out of other places and they can't get something to fit.
No, I know.
There is nothing more joyous. Like literally for me, that is my moment that I go, I'm so glad she was able to get it. Do you know what I mean?
But I also think you have a really good eye. Even when we're, you know, the samples have come in, we would always show you them, because you're very technical, as in like you know about fabrics because you've been in community.
Your wording's very good.
You have a really good eye for, like, I always be like, if a customer asks me in the changing room, can you let that out? I'm like, oh, I don't know, but let me get Ursula. She's pretty much a dressmaker. So and I was like, Ursula, what can you do? Where would you take this in? You know, you're very good at, like, you could nearly be a dressmaker. Can you sew, actually?
Do you know what? It's one thing I never ever learned, and I should have.
You would be very good.
It's maybe a good thing that you didn't.
Because you'd probably be doing.
No, because I'm half German. Like my family over there are all. They can do literally make their whatever they want to make. I should have probably learned how to do it. But I think it's just was the years of repetition, especially with communion dresses, and
we're always having to tweak things, so you knew then.
Totally. And all the alterations I ever worked with, they were amazing, and I learned so much from them, and friends that are designers that I worked alongside with, they were amazing as well. So I think it's a repetition, and you know, by looking at something, does it look right? Is it hitting the body in the right place? Is the proportion right? We're very different shapes and sizes, even the three of us sitting here. Like, you're shorter in your body, I'm longer in my body. You wouldn't be overly long in the legs, so it hits the body differently. And I think once you're zoned into that, then
you have really good eye for it. No, I would lower that or raise that up a little lower.
But I love that. Yeah, and to be part of that is. It is amazing.
Because then we can make a difference. Yeah. And you're also listening to that. Like, I get to work in the store rarely, but I love it this year a wee bit more.
Do you know what? The customers have loved it. Oh, they have loved it.
I don't know about that.
No, but the staff loved it as much. To see Laura coming in, you can see the panic and setting in.
It's not that. I probably torture the customer. What do you think? Would you like another colour? Do you like it? Do you like the length? Do you like what would you change? If you had to change anything, would you change it?
No.
They're like, okay, stop with the 50,000
what
questions.
What was the question? Yeah. I actually think it's been lovely for the girls, because I'm the lucky one. I do see you in the warehouse when we film on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So I think for the girls in the shop, it's been lovely, because they've never had.
Because I've never really worked with you in the shop either.
No,
because you were after COVID.
Because I would have been after COVID.
In the shop always.
For us, it's lovely to be able to have that dynamic. And also too as well, like even Kathy been in too as well, like she's able to give you, oh no, that's going to come in this colour, or that's going to, maybe I just haven't heard that yet. So it's lovely to have that information to pass on to customers, because that's what they want to know. Like, everybody's chomping at the bit. You know what I mean? Like customers are getting really smart now, because they know I can be a pushover as well. And if I've got it on the Thursday and it's not launched till the Thursday night, and yes, I'm going to get murdered.
Looks after her customers, is what she's
forgiveness.
Yeah, I know.
So, but yeah, in general, we work really, really hard, but we love what we do, and I think that really, really is the massive, massive difference.
Can I say how hard we work? Because I witnessed Ursula and Kathy are honestly, they're stronger than any man that I know. Genuinely.
We don't need no man.
So on Sunday, this is 2 Sundays ago, we had to pack up. We had to come in after they had such a long week, and I was only back from holiday, so I was like, I gotta work all weekend because these girls have put in the shift. So anyway, we came down and we turned that shop. I only did a wee bit, but they turned that shop from a sale shop into a brand new autumn winter merchandised to, like, impeccably merchandised within 4 hours. A team of how many women? It was 8 maybe of us.
8 women, yeah.
I was like, you tell me a man that could do that.
Well,
show me a man that could do that, because I don't think they could.
I actually remember sitting in the van with you and Kathy, and you going, no, girls, we'll do this. And we were like, no, we're nearly there now, Laura. No, we're just going to get
I
it
just
done.
want to wreck her back. Then the lift in the warehouse broke in the middle of it. Do you want to hear for this, Holly?
So
the
we could
lift.
carry everything.
Disclaimer though, I did announce on Friday that lift was still broken. I said to Kathy, I was like, 100% that lift
If you
is
had
still
saw
not
me
working.
on Sunday, I was like,
I was
did
thinking-
nobody think to tell anybody
I
that the lift
was
wasn't working?
on said Sunday when they were all working it, I was actually knee deep in wine, and I was like, they're 100%, every single one of them are cursing me through the roof right now. I was like, oh, I did feel bad a wee bit.
So then, you know, when like the thickness nearly takes in with the first drop we did, me and Kathy were like,
No, that was-
right, come on,
yeah.
we're doing this. So we dragged them bags up a set of warehouse stairs, like loads of them. Me and Kathy, just because.
Can we also say it's not a set of stairs, it's a double stairs,
stairs,
double
yeah.
full length size
So then
stairs.
we got, and I was like, okay. So then the next drop, I was like, there'll not be as much in the next drop. Thankfully, Ursula, you were there for the next drop because there
came on
was.
Sinead, yeah.
So then you brought the energy that time because I was like, lads, I think we have done enough. Somebody's going to wreck their backs here, and this is not good. And you were like, no, come on, we've got this, and you did it. So you've got great stamina. I'll give you that.
I think for me, it goes back to the warehouse move actually. And I remember standing in my little folk in the bank that day with Kathy, and the runs were happening.
The cages.
We were taking them on our backs, like, and me and Kathy worked it out. If we done it like that, we could do it quicker. So her and I would think similar that way. But I remember the two of us standing there, and the forecast the following day was rain, and we'd got the dry day, and Kathy saying to me, what do you think? I went, Kathy, we got to get it done. I says, because you know what, tomorrow's going to be raining. I was like, we're going to have to unpack these cages tomorrow, box them, and then do that. I was like, at least if we get them moved, it's quicker this way. Get it
Lads,
finished.
these are like
Get it done.
6-foot cages, are they not?
No, I'm not joking.
We've done it. We've done it. It
But
was done.
anyway, I'm going to keep
No,
torturing
sorry.
you, peppering you with
No,
questions.
it's okay.
But talk to us about your journey this year, because honestly, the amount of people saying to me, what is Ursula doing? She looks amazing. Not that you always don't look amazing, but this year in particular, you have like, honestly.
Oh, thank you. So last year I had a bit of ill health, and I wasn't allowed to do a lot of workouts or anything. I was
And you
told to
actually
take
had
a
an
bit-
injury as well. Do you remember as well?
Previous to that, I'd wrecked my pelvis. So anyway, cut a very long story short, wasn't allowed to, was just light walking was only allowed. And then one of our gorgeous customers is one of the most amazing people I've ever met.
I've never met her in real life.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Geraldine
Her and her
McEleenan.
sister, I know this. And yeah.
And I've met Anne-Marie as well, and they're gorgeous.
Siobhan, yeah.
Oh, Siobhan.
Siobhan,
sorry.
yep.
And
There might be another one. There could be an Anne-Marie, I don't know.
maybe I'm getting them.
I've known Siobhan and Geraldine for years, yeah.
But Geraldine has been a customer with me in the shop as well. And anyway, cut a very long story short, she is honestly the legend of all legends for women's health, and coming into, may I just say, perimenopause.
And menopause. She
And
really
menopause,
specialises in all
massive
of that.
special, and literally she is like the guru of it, and makes you feel very, very at ease. And literally I started the journey in March with her, and she goes through everything. Like, I mean, see the knowledge that I have gained about being a woman and what is involved in our health going forward. It is it's a minefield. You
I
would
think
not
that
believe.
is a really good skill to have, because I will be the first to say I am useless. I just eat what I want when I want, and actually there's a lot of foods are related to so much of
Oh my
women's health.
goodness. And things that you wouldn't even realise there's a massive correlation in. So like, I was diagnosed with an underactive thyroid. I didn't know there was a correlation between that and perimenopause. So
But
yeah.
how do you? Because
So-
nobody talks about it.
Because
Do you know what I mean?
unfortunately they don't. So anybody that wants any help where that's concerned,
Definitely give Geraldine a
McEleenan.
follow.
Oh
You-
my
like,
goodness.
She's amazing on Instagram, and
She is absolutely, but she's so real.
I
Yeah,
think for
so
anybody
real.
watching this, I'm going to get her handle sent over, and we can
Yeah.
get her handle put in there at the
definitely
same
get her
time.
on the pod, I
She-
said as well.
Oh my god, she is honestly. But for me, what it is about her more than anything is she is always available. Like, there's
Oh,
never
very
a
good.
time in a day where she's
she'll
not
answer
available.
you, yeah,
She'll
which is
always
great.
answer you. She will keep you right. And what it is, it's real life. It's not getting you to do the unacceptable.
I think I'm being silly here. So
No,
does she?
don't.
Are you like on a full food plan, workout plan, everything?
So basically what she'll do is like give you your macros and your calories, and she will send you recipes. She will keep you right with all of that. But technically you just stay within your macros and your calories, and then you do 3 workouts a week, which she is live doing them.
She
So
does them
she's
live with you
doing
in
them
the
live.
mornings. Amazing.
Oh, and you just do them from home?
Yeah. So you link in on home. She's actually creating her own app at the moment.
She needs to. I was
literally phenomenal. And so you do the 3 workouts, and then the days that you're not doing your workouts and the days you're doing your workouts, then she'll give you like a step that you have to get, either step, or if you run, she'll give you that or whatever. But like things like when you're out walking, so people think, oh, I've done 10,000 steps today. But what heart rate are we in? So
have you done a hill? I always say, 10,000 steps. We haven't done any hills.
Yeah, your heart rate has to be like over 115 or 120 beats per minute. Well, say if you were to walk your dog and look at your heart rate, you're not over that. You're maybe sitting at 90.
You seen
don't
my
have
dog?
a Bronson.
Oh, well, there's a difference. Yes, absolutely.
Mine's actually an unwanted run.
Like Matt and Coco can't come with me when I'm doing them, because Matt will go, no, Ursula, we've only got wee legs. Like, you're away on. So, she has been incredible.
But you would say as well that you don't find that you've had to restrict yourself,
because that's the beauty of it. So basically, you're taking care of your own health on top of, at the weekend you can have your treats, but you're sensible about it, and then the next morning when you get back up again, you get back up on the horse again. So you don't just let it slide, and then you do your check-in every Tuesday. So you have to send her your weight, so you have to be on the scales, send her your weight every Tuesday.
Oh, you can't do the sneaky one leg on, one leg off.
There's no getting away.
Me and my suitcase at the airport, I'd be like, Jared, put that side off, just hold it up. And Ryanair,
literally, no, honestly. So she's
lean on a door. No.
I think by holding my breath, they'll take a pound off, but it doesn't actually.
Not drinking any water this morning.
Don't even drink anything. Just get straight on to them, and hope for the best.
No, I'd be having a really strong coffee and a glass of fresh orange juice before then, let me tell you.
You'd know all the tricks, that's it.
I am telling you.
I'm not joking yet, but so literally started in March there, and I'm just over. I've taken off over 1.5 stone already.
Unbelievable. But
So
I don't even think
5 months.
Yeah,
that's really
it's
good.
your body shape, Ursula.
Yeah, you totally.
So
changed.
this is the thing about her. So if you look her
unreal.
up, you know her, and you would know her to see, wouldn't you?
From I recommend anybody that is perimenopause or menopause, or just women's health in general.
Even if
need
you're not
to be following.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what Geraldine, what really struck with me. And she's so right. She said to me, so my induction with her was about 2.5 hours, and I probably, if truth be told, it probably should have been an hour and a half.
Probably an hour, that honestly.
Me and Geraldine are as bad as each other with talking. So, and it's amazing. Like, she will go right back to the start of your ever cycles and all this, what age you were, things like that. So it's incredible how in depth it is, but
that's what you want, though.
100%. But what she was saying was that, you know, perimenopause and all, it's all happening now a lot sooner with people, and I can totally vouch for that. Where also people are symptomatic and don't realise, they just think you're having an off day, or you're having an off this, you're having a no. That's what's happening to you. So she is great, as in she was actually able to go, no, Ursula, that's another symptom. No, that's another symptom. And I was like, what? I was like, are you joking me? I was just thinking, because I was carrying weight. Oh, that's happening
the problem.
to me because that's what it was. So unbelievable. And literally, I'm not even joking yet. I've never in my life ever been on a journey to do anything like this without having something to go to or a dress to get into.
Work towards.
Even if not, you just wanted to do it.
This is the first time ever in my life I'm doing it for health.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for health.
For you.
Because I don't want to ever feel like I felt last year.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's been the first time, and it's the first time ever that I felt good inside.
Yes.
And there's no end to it. You don't want it to end.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Because it's realistic.
Yeah. I feel like that's what I find with Pilates. I don't want to ever not stop Pilates. It's the only exercise that I've ever loved. And now, like, if I don't move my body, I feel it.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I have to move. I don't get a choice in that. But on our Friday class, that's normally our Pilates based. And like, it's incredible. It is unbelievable. And I never would have been a big Pilates lover. I never would have been into yoga and Pilates. I was always steered in the direction of cardio, HIIT workouts,
Yeah,
and that
as
all
a woman,
happens
they're very
20s.
tough on your body as well, you know.
Massively, because a lot to do with your bone health and all of this sort of thing. So yes, honestly, and magnesium has become my new best friend.
Awesome. Oh, we need a separate podcast for this. Yes, because you never slept.
I never slept.
I can't say I don't sleep. I
never have that problem.
But is there not meant to be loads of other benefits to magnesium other than just sleeping, though?
Absolutely, there is huge benefits, even for gut health, everything like that. Geraldine put me on the magnesium. So, well, the funny thing about it was Geraldine had said to me in the induction, and I said, so I've started to take magnesium, and I had just started to take it, and she says, oh, great, well, when are you taking it? I says, in the morning with the rest of it. She says, you're going to fall asleep at the wheel of the car. She's like, you're meant to take it 1 hour before you go to bed.
Just like a straight plain magnesium vitamin.
So literally, I take the capsules.
The 5-in-1 you take,
I take the
it?
5-in-1
There's
before,
different types of magnesium. When you get into it, it's
powder and
minefield.
all like that. So I just take the capsules because capsules for me are easy. Just take them with the water and away you go.
Yeah.
And she's put me on omegas. She's literally unbelievable.
And magnesium can like just females, or can males take it too? Because Russell sleeps
take it for
terribly.
sleep.
Males take it as well
to
too.
get Jared on because he's a really poor sleeper too.
Yeah, sleep for me has been the biggest thing.
Plus, once you get sleep, I don't care what anybody says, but if you do
100%.
not sleep, you've got a hangover. So that dictates what you eat that day, how you feel that day. Remember,
Your attitude to the whole day in general.
if you don't get sleep with kids, especially if you have young kids as well, it is like the equivalent, how I describe it as a hangover. You want to eat shit. You want quick fix.
Carbs,
you know?
carbs. That's what you're craving. Sugary.
Yeah.
That's sugar.
Because you need a hit.
Yes.
Whereas when you sleep, you're like,
Totally and utterly.
You know, your body's calm.
And your body has been rested as well as your mind. So there's a difference in sleep as well. Are you sleeping or are you not sleeping?
So she goes through all that with you.
Everything. Like literally, and anything that's a bother, if you literally throw her through a text, she'll voice note you back, she'll ring you. She's honestly, and then she has a full group. So you're then involved in the group chat.
Like recipe ideas and
everything, like, you know, and we tick off then what we've done every single day within the group. And so there's so much more support there.
So it's actually like a wee community as well.
100%, a beautiful community. And like I've even had girls from the community have reached out to me and were like, Ursula, you're doing amazing. And you know, and it's funny, a lot of the customers in the shop have said to me like, Ursula, what are you doing? And I have to say, Laura, you're right in what you touched upon there. The way Geraldine changes the shape of your body from the workouts and things like that is amazing. Like I've never had my shape change the way it has this time ever in my life. So for me personally, it's all to do with the way she's actually, what the program is that she's putting together, especially the workouts, is amazing. Like they're 30 to 40 minutes max, but I am not
That's so doable 3 times a week, though. It is doable.
It's doable.
And it's
That's
from home.
You literally roll out of bed and put your gym gear on. And I just threw. I actually
do it in your
put it out
jammies
the night
like me
before.
if you wanted. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
If you really wanted, who cares?
Totally. You could do it in your jammies if you wanted.
Funny
to.
story.
I know what you're going to say.
So we were in, this was only last year, right?
It was this year.
Was it?
It was earlier
Was
this
it
year.
this year? Jesus.
Oh,
So
this
this
is
year,
so
oh my
funny.
God, this is so funny, right? So we actually, this time in Paris, we said, do you know what? We'll go over the night before. We'll just get a late flight. We'll check into an airport hotel and we'll be up early because sometimes we've got scarred before so many times with going in and out in the one day, relying on an early flight. The flight gets delayed and the whole day goes to shit and you have to come back. And
we usually end up having to euro out more money because then you have to book extra flights.
and all
we need
things.
longer.
So we're like, this time we'll change it up, see how it works, right? So we actually were so sensible. We had a wee glass of wine in the evening, didn't we? We went off the flight.
If even, yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
we
in
did.
bed early and got up the next morning, and I was up early to do my Pilates, like, and it's peaceful for me when I'm away because I have no boys. That's the only thing I need to think about, doing a half an hour on the mat, right? So rolled out a towel, sweating. I was in a hotel room. I was at the airport, so you weren't allowed to open the window, so it had no windows, right? So I did it in my pants, no bra, no nothing, right? But who was seeing me? Right.
You did jammy bottoms on.
No, I hadn't. It's just my pants on.
I thought it was your jammy bottoms too.
did,
You did, no, you did, because that's why we would find it even
So
funnier.
the only place I could find to do to roll out the towel, because it's a tiny airport hotel, was at the door, right? So like as the entrance to the door,
front door.
right?
And we had a conjoining room, like it wasn't, there was a door or whatever, but
So Kathy is like, she's the organizer. She's up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Get up, everybody, up. So I did hear her getting up. All right, she was in the next room, so I could hear her, and I was like, "Oh, that's Kathy. She's up or whatever." So never was still doing my workout. And the next thing, my door opened. She had my key from the night before. She was out. She went downstairs to get a coffee or something. She came back up and she opened my door by mistake.
and I was in the shower.
Now, if you imagine, I was on the ground looking back at her with not a flitter on me, doing Pilates. Where she was like, this is it. This is it. I am not coming away again. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, it was what?
She
I
was
was in the
purring.
shower and I could hear all this commotion.
roaring at me.
But then I got out of the shower. I was drying myself, putting on my moisturiser and all as I do. And next thing, Kathy rings me, and I thought, what are they doing? So I was like, they're
She
planning
couldn't get
something.
back
So I
in.
was like, hello.
Oh
and
my
she was like,
days.
are you out of the shower? And I was like, I'm knocking at the door. Will you come answer the door? And I was like, oh, I can't hear you. So I went and I looked. door. Now Kathy's about 3 doors down, and I was like, Kathy, I'm down here.
How
And
she got into my room.
I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her. And I was like, kill who? And she's like, Laura. And I was like, what happened to her? She's like, she's in there doing Pilates naked. Like, what if it wasn't me walked in? And then I asked her what room we were, and she sent me down that way, and I'm banging on that door. And I was like, oh, I can't do.
She was raging. She's like,
Laura-
who does that? Like in the nip. Who does that in a hotel room?
So she had said to Laura, like they were laughing. Laura's
As well,
still,
there was nobody else
I was
outside the
howling.
door as well with Kathy.
but she's still in her Pilates move. So then she
Oh
says to
my
Kathy,
days.
Kathy says to her, where is my room? But in Laura's is not great with her lefts and rights anyway.
know.
So she upside down
I was
told her.
upside down on the ground.
Upside down, she was trying to tell her it's right there, but she sent her on a goose chase. Oh my god, it was dynamite. I was like, no, honestly. And then I come in, and Kathy was like, I was banging, and I was like, not on our door, which is why I could not hear you to let you in. And she was like getting ready and
Sounds
all.
like the blind leading the blind girl.
Exactly, that's
honestly.
the story of our life. But anyway,
But the amount of customers that even talk about even the episodes before when you've been talking about, like, honestly, and we
not
love it
even-
when you come back
honestly,
from the
it's
van
not
trips,
half.
because
I'm sure you
we're
do,
just
'cause it's a bloody
living-
pantomime. That's why we
'cause
haven't
we're
had
just
any in a while.
living for to hear what the crack was. Obviously, other than what have you got brought back new.
Can
but
anybody not notice there's no band trips anymore? Mainly because it's Love Laura, but also they just got a wee bit too wild.
it was
but
just
here, sure,
something
that
happened
was what
every
it's
time.
about.
Well, we start into some listeners' questions because
Please.
honestly, I
Oh,
feel
this
like
has
we've
been
been
2 hours
overloaded.
long.
I could be
So
here for next 2 hours.
Calvin, talk to us.
We've one about hair here. So how do all you brunette girls keep your hair so
Very good
perfect,
finale.
no greys and gorgeous?
Wow,
I don't
so
any
great.
grays.
I have to admit something.
This is
I
gonna
actually
blow
am
your
delighted.
mind.
I am delighted. It is one of my things I would say was a plus. I haven't had to dye my hair
Oh
yet.
yeah.
Amazing.
40
I
next
love
year,
this.
and I'm hoping I can get them a 40.
You will. There's
I
not
hope
a
I
grey
can.
in your head.
There's the odd one. The odd wee
Ursula, you
one.
can't see it.
Ursula.
I'd be the first to say.
Is this your German roots or what?
I'm not joking you. Matt loves to point out the odd one. He loves to point it out.
I do that on Laura's.
God, you'd be there all day pointing mine out.
But yeah, I'm very blessed actually. Yeah, I haven't had to dye it yet, which I am very
Isn't
Which
that
is
amazing?
why it's so healthy. It's so luscious. It's so
And I
thick
go
and
to the
lovely.
girls in the works and I get my cut done every sort of 6 weeks.
You all, Kathy, Holly, and
now my mum.
all
She
go
knows
to the
that
works
too.
in Castleville.
Sally does
Roisin
too,
is
doesn't she?
amazing. And Rachel.
Roisin and Rachel, honestly, the girls are there.
Yeah.
They're just like friends. They are friends
But
anyhow.
do you have really good thick hair to start with? You don't use the rollers. I use the rollers.
No, I don't. But my hair's
don't need
naturally
it.
curly.
Yeah.
So really, it's washed, blow dried, and straightened every single day. And I do spend on my hair care because I don't have to dye it. So I think, well, what I'm saving and not dyeing my hair, then I can afford to buy.
Yeah, Ursula. Because remember you'd
products.
recommend. Well, I was
Oh.
over getting new shampoo on
I
Saturday.
actually seen this and I thought, I wondered, did she? Was that
Went
after we
in-
talked?
Yeah, I've always used the Semi Delino, which I love, but I
Same.
felt like recently my hair, well, it's that time and everything, but it just like it's so flat and so I was like, I need a new shampoo. So
What was your time of the
Jane
month? My hair
in
was
Little
flat.
Miss Colour had been in and she had said to me, you know, I recommend this, and I usually nip over there and get my products, and then I happened to be talking to Ursula and she was like, you need to get the Kerastase, like
Oh.
it's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Ursula, yeah, it is. And Jane's always really good and sorts me out with a bit of discount, but £30 for a
I
shampoo
know.
bottle this size.
I
I was
know.
like, that'll be done in a week.
But honestly,
I think
girls,
if
it's
you,
so worth
especially with blonde hair, would you not? You know,
So
it
worth
would
it.
keep your colour a lot better. Do you know?
No, I always, that's what I'm saying, I always use good
You
shampoo,
do, yeah.
no bother, but
See, I
just this
don't.
is a smaller bottle and it's £30. I was like,
Can
this
we
better be
not
shit.
say the prices
Loved
because
it.
Matt doesn't know the prices? So
Oh, say nothing.
£3. I'm so surprised that I spent £3 on such a good shampoo.
£3.
£3.
It's-
But a
miss, should be
discount.
heard it. But I would agree. Yes, it is that little bit more expensive. But I am using actually from Jane from Little Miss Colour. She had done class travel sets.
Yeah, she always has great
Yeah.
sets.
So before I went away in June, she said to me, Ursula, this rose one is amazing in the Kerastase range. And I was like, oh my goodness, is a travel size even better? Because when we travel, we just do the wee little trolley dolly.
Brilliant.
On board. And I took it and oh my goodness. And then when I got over to Spain, my mum was there and I left her the rest of it. And by the time I came home, I already had the full size already with Jane
Well,
ordered, ready to go.
She actually is across the way, so if you're at our
Yes.
shop, there's Little Miss Colour. She has the best, because she does Moroccan oil.
She
She
It's
does
like a shop in
Semi-Delino.
itself. I can
Yeah.
see your window. It's huge.
Her
She
products
has a
are
really good
incredible, but
selection,
she's
yeah.
very good because I went in
She'll
and I
keep
had
you
said, you told me about the Kerastase, but Ursula has just told me about this one, and she was the one to say to me, she's like, well, that particular one wouldn't suit because you're blonde, but if you take this one instead, so
Yes.
she's very
It's
good.
what you want from somebody.
Yeah. It's not
But-
that they're going to sell you just for the sake of it.
Absolutely, but there's a rose one that I've got with her at the moment, and it's the shampoo, the conditioner, and then they do amazing, like it's like an
Elixir.
elixir. serum. Oh my goodness, it feels like silk on your hands. And then I use the green tube, actually the one that you use as well.
Like a leave-in conditioner.
Leave-in conditioner. I use it.
Kerastase.
I don't.
So
If I did that, my hair would be greasy. That's why I
Would
don't.
it? Because you see, my hair isn't thick. It's fine hair, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
But if
It's
you didn't
not-
use up, do you not find you wouldn't have to wash it for 3 days then?
Oh, no,
You
my
don't
hair's
wash it
washed
for the
every
grease
day.
though. Do you not
No.
wash it because it's so
curly.
curly? Yeah.
I wake up curly every day.
Ursula has proper curly hair.
Yeah, curly.
Oh,
So
well,
It's
Okay,
amazing
mine
though.
not
I would let it
living
go
that.
natural, but
and it's that whole half flushes and stuff. So it's like, yep, get it washed.
And even if you scraped it back. Really?
yeah, I'd still.
I could not survive.
but
Imagine I'd wash
also
my
as
hair every
well,
day.
I think
I wish I could be like you.
you need to like I wash my hair today, we're going to be filming tomorrow,
Yeah.
but I know that my hair will not be sitting the
And
way I
annoy
want it,
you,
and
like-
I will feel rotten the whole day.
100%.
You have seen me in here. I'm like, no, I don't even like this outfit because my hair's not nice.
But I couldn't
So I
agree
think
more.
you just need to.
But isn't that
go
what they
with what
say?
works.
That it's a woman's crown and glory is her hair, isn't that what the statement
And you hear
is?
so many mixed reports, and actually Roisin and I were talking about this in the works because Rachel was like, every day really? And I was like, no, it's not every day, but it's every day that I'm filming
Yeah.
that I'll need to do it. And I said, I know it's probably so bad for my hair. And then Roisin said that one of their sales people, whatever, were in, and they were talking about new shampoo, and this woman said, you wash your hair and your body every day. No, you wash your face and your body every day.
So
Your hair comes from the same roots. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
obviously
no, I
it's just-
disagree.
and then
I
there's some
imagine I'd
people
wash
who
my
would
hair. No, thank you.
literally do it
wouldn't.
once
But
a
can
week.
I say something? And I don't want to. You don't sweat. You're not a
I
sweaty
feel
person.
as I've got older though. I remember I said this year.
Do you know why,
this
Laura? It's
summer.
because guess what?
Oh, fuck. Holly. I'm not allowed to curse on them. Sorry, Calvin. I was gonna just absolutely annihilate you there. You frigger. Frig off.
It's just because you're getting to the other side of a certain age, you know, maybe. I'm only joking.
We're both the same
You're
age.
dead me. Yeah.
So it'd be 2 years
before
in about
Ursula.
a couple of months.
No, I go to Windsor Hair Studio and I only started to colour my hair as well. How many
Yeah.
years ago? 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Was it?
like you, because I was. It's so funny because we've had this conversation a couple of years ago,
'Cause
and we
I'm-
were both saying
you and I colour
we're
are
both very similar,
exactly the same,
very
pretty
similar.
much.
Yeah.
Although you're lightening up loads, Laura, maybe just with the sun.
No,
yeah.
I'm getting
The
it done.
sun.
Like it really needs done because my hair would actually be lighter than yours, probably, Ursula.
It would be
And
a
go
shade, yeah.
blondie in the sun. But I was so hesitant about, like, even Michelle. I was like, Michelle, I don't know, like, because I feel when you're brown, right, and you dye your hair, you turn black. Why is that?
100
Goes really
million
dark.
Why do I
Yeah.
always see that? So I was like, Michelle, please don't colour my hair. But in fairness, she's a colour specialist, and 10
Unbelievable.
out of 10 because I was so delighted with it, and I feel like it's very not now because it needs.
Although
But it's
colour.
so natural.
It's not an all over colour.
It's
No,
not.
no, I don't
But
get
I
an
think
all-over colour.
I think that's why you're probably not getting that regrowth that certain other people get when they've coloured their hair.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I'll
that's-
be nervous to go down all over colour now that I know she's got the colour. You know what I mean? She really got it with me, which was
I think
amazing.
Hold off for as
with
long
that,
as you
I
can.
would.
Oh, I will, yeah.
I would, because
Oh,
I
I
think no
don't
matter
care.
what, you'll always have a build up of
Yeah.
regrowth, won't you? Like really, but I think the technique is to obviously you're with Michelle, who's a colour specialist. The girls in the
Go to
works,
good
they
people,
know.
100%.
I couldn't stress that enough, and it's funny that comes from my mum. My mum always said, no matter what, make sure you've somebody who can cut and colour perfectly. Now my mum's pure grey now, she's no girl.
She's beautiful, girl.
And like I have to say, if I'm as white as her, I don't know how
I don't know you'll ever be, though.
I think I would be. I think I'm going to be, because my mum was darker than me.
Really?
Yeah, my mum
And
was
then she's
darker
gone.
than me.
You
She's
can
went
really tell
whiter.
that, you know, because she has such a lovely silvery grey.
Like it's like white
beautiful.
grey. Because
Yeah.
people would actually say to her, "What colour do you dye it?" And it's like, no, it's
know.
that is my colour.
Whereas my mum, she gets her hair highlighted, but she's so naturally fair, like me.
Yes,
You
You
can't
are
really
blonde.
decipher if
You're
it's
so
greys or if
different.
it's. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
brilliant.
I know.
yeah, because my mummy was blonde before she let it come out. And it's actually so strange when people would have met her when she was then blonde. They were like, "My
Oh,
goodness,
no,
mine."
yeah.
Yeah, because she used to be so dark. And it's funny, the older I'm getting, I think the more we're becoming, we look alike more.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely probably my body structure and my skin tone and all would be from the German side definitely now, because mummy was different shape to me now. But
Yeah.
And mummy's
and
quite
different
fair.
tone. Yeah, mummy's very fair. Like she would say she's blue. You know, even if she's been in the summers, I
Yeah,
would get
really
a colour.
dark,
You know,
yeah.
but
Fab.
so her for me, yes. Sorry to get off track again, guys. Wouldn't be the story of my life to not get off
Ours.
track. But yes, my hair is done by the girls in the works.
Next question, Calvin.
After all the teasing, you have to give us a launch date for the animal print heels and bag.
Oh,
Laura, over to you on that one.
I think, well, the shoe event is tomorrow night. If you've been lucky enough to secure tickets, you will already have secured your tickets.
I'm not there.
If not, we are still waiting on the bags. The bags won't be in as quickly as the shoes, unfortunately. That's just
better. It means you can save your money.
Exactly.
Yes. You can have it on your wish list.
The bags will be autumn winter, but we just don't know when.
And they will match
They're
our
worth it.
shoes, so
They
will
worth
go.
it.
You know, it's not like you're getting the shoes not knowing what the bags.
Yeah, no. We'll have the bags on display. And
You
we'll show
definitely, gorgeous are going to need one of everything. Like literally, I'm obsessed.
Anything else, Calvin?
We've got one last question here. So how do you manage stress and focus on what's important? For example, health and family.
Oh wow. So I'm a bit different because I don't have children. So for me, managing stress.
Excuse me, we definitely have a 4-legged child at home.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, we do. Sorry. Yeah, beg your pardon. Yes, I do have my gorgeous little fur baby, our Coco. Actually, she rules the roost. She is a total diva, and I named her after Coco Chanel because that's my favourite brand, and she is totally living up to being a diva. Totally takes it after her dad, though. But for me personally, is stress is one of those things you could talk about this all day, and we all handle it in a very, very different manner. I think for me, it's the breathing and counting to 10 and thinking, right, hold on a wee second. Is this life or death here? Yeah. Can we solve this? And everything in this world, I was always reared that everything can be solved. You just have to chat about it. Make sure you talk it out and don't go to sleep in an argument. So that has been one of the things I would say in our house, definitely with Matt and I. Now, if truth be really told, we live in Mahara, and you know that we have the Mahara in...
Little boxes, bottle of cigar box works a treat. You're having a stressy day.
Do you know what? We would always say, people would say to us all the time, oh well, and I go, you know what? For us, it's like our second living room. So if we had an argument in our house, you know the way you normally would hear, oh well sure, and then he took himself to the pub. No, we take ourselves to the pub. So then by the time you're coming back home, you can't remember what you were arguing about because you've talked to everybody else at the bar and had a little glass and then you're fine. But no, stress can be all different levels. For me personally, it's remembering every day is a new day, and out of everything in this life to try and take the positive. I do think that we are all hit with so many negative comments, problems, all the rest, and you know what, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I agree.
I think built as women, we're built to fix our crowns and keep our lit, as they say, and hope for the best. But no, generally, yeah, there's nothing in this world can't be solved.
Exactly, I totally agree. Holly, what about you?
Yeah, managing it, probably I am a closed off person. I let it build too much in my head, and then I have no choice but to let it all out because I've built so much up in my head. But recently I just try and talk it out when I can. Russell for me is great. I'll always just air it out, and he is very much so, well actually Holly, you're very in the wrong there, or he is. No, that's okay. And I don't always love to hear that, but it works. But for me, I just am all about routine. So if it's been a really busy manic day in here, which it often is, and it's great, sometimes I just need to get my own stuff done, so I'll go home in silence and then I'll get into my wee routine. Or as stupid as it is, I love doing my vlogs, I love doing my own content.
That's
I love
your
editing
switch
it
off,
because that is my switch off. It's not I need to do this. Or I love, if I've been in here all day and we've done loads of content, I would nearly love to sit and try and edit reels from that, because that is my switch off.
But you will
do enjoy doing
that. That's other people's stress switch off for them, watching your content. And the same with you. So
about that, but
no, but it is, because look at the amount of people even come into me in the shop and they go, Holly wore this, or Holly, do you know, or Laura wore this, or Laura. So for that you're doing a double whammy actually. So you're doing it for yourself, but you're probably helping so many other people out there that you don't even realise.
Thanks, Ursula. I don't even realise that. But I do love doing all that, and my biggest one of all is reading. I know lots of people will say get out for a walk and clear the head, but honestly, just switching everything off and having a wee read for me is just my wind down time, and I love it. And
I'm definitely a walker now. I'd be the one out walking.
Which is Russell would be like that too. Like he could go to the gym as well, and then he'd come home and be like, do you know what, I just need to go for a wee dander here and clear my head. And I'm like,
fresh air.
Don't ask me to go and work away. Enjoy.
Yeah, no, I think.
What about you, Laura?
What about you?
I think it's different all the time, I suppose. I definitely swear by walking. Like, get outside, get out into the fresh air, get up out of bed if it's annoying you. Out.
Yeah.
I'd say keep out of the house if you're having
scenery.
those kind of negative thoughts. I think it's important. Like, talk. Like, I phone my mum, I mightn't see her every day, but like if I'm going to work or else coming home, I'm on the phone. So I think talking, and then I suppose when I get really stressed, my Jared always says, like, Laura, you don't talk. I
don't
go
either.
quiet.
I do too.
And I cannot talk about it. But the only time, like, I just would just be living from a Friday. I'll just get through to Friday, be in the house with the kids. And then once I've had a full day of just, then I'll talk. And he's like, you didn't tell me any of this all week. And I'm like, sometimes when you project your stress, though, and I'm like, you've also had a tough day. So I'm not going to start in because I'm like, by the time I would talk about it, I've nearly annoyed myself again. So I'm just like, you know what I mean?
I think
everybody's
I
different.
think women, we're all like that. I
Yeah,
think, you know, as
time.
much as we kind of, we know how to manage our stress a lot of the time, not all of the time, because sometimes it's just that stressful that it's something. I would be like that as well too. I would go very quiet, and that is a shocker for me.
That's not good. Yeah.
For me, like me going quiet is like, watch, I even talk in my sleep. So, yeah, Matt would go, but you didn't tell me that. And I go, yeah, but, and he'll go, no, you didn't tell me that. I go, right, okay, because I've been so much in my own head. But yeah, I think just in general, I would agree with you, Laura, in getting out. I think fresh air for me is a massive thing.
Yeah, I think
it clears the
also,
head, so
definitely.
they can actually talk about it.
Or reading or something, or put in a podcast, but a funny one maybe, or something that you know is gonna like. Don't get too bogged down or don't get too serious, you know, something like that.
Totally. And I have to say as well, I am very fortunate in that I have great friends.
Yeah.
I have a
so you
really
can rant
very
into a
lucky.
group chat and
That, or even just a distraction, even if I don't, because I see him, like, I'll overthink it in my head for too long, and then I nearly don't want to give it out loud, because then I don't want other people's opinions. I just need to work it out first. But also just the distraction, and they are great. And I have friend from when I was really young. I have ones from school, and then I have ones that I've met through like Russell and stuff. So I'm just really lucky that I have them, that I can just pick up the phone to any of them, for one of them to rant, one of them to just hear how their life's going, and another just to change the subject.
I think you need all
types
those
of friends.
sets
Don't
of
they
friends.
say that?
Yeah.
You've got the friend who's like the person that'll listen. You've got the other one that'll rant back at you. You've got this one. You've got that one. But yeah, having that circle is. Mind you, mine would be small, very small, but it's quality.
Yeah.
My friend Grania, she's the one, like, no matter, I feel like I'm like, Grania, I don't phone you apart from when there's something like completely mental going on in my life. And she was like, that's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. I'm always torturing you. I'm always torturing you.
Have you seen her twice?
I know, and I have not saw Grania in like all year, but if I know that I would lift the phone to her, and
but then that's a real
it
friend.
wouldn't matter night or day. Do you know that way?
That's a real friend, because it doesn't matter about the length of time. If you can pick the phone up from where you've left off, in my case scenario, that's the friend.
And every week it's like, right, we'll meet up next week, we'll meet up. And now we're like a year down the line, we haven't saw her. Do you know what I mean? But still, you know.
And the last time I seen her was Christmas time at the shop.
I know. And how random is this? But my best friend is actually Ursula's cousin, who we did not know at the time.
Didn't know at the time. Did not know. But if truth be told,
I've lots of best friends, so I shouldn't say my best friend, but that's one.
I know.
Grania.
And it was actually Grania bought the maxi dress off you when you had the original shop. That's how I actually first started following the Walk-in Wardrobe. It was actually through Grania sharing it.
Isn't that mad?
It made me look at the Walk-in Wardrobe, and then I followed you. And truth be really told, I never bought before because I didn't think anything would have fitted me. So it's crazy.
Here we are.
Crazy. Oh, girl.
That was a whirlwind.
Whoa, we'll have to wrap
Honestly.
that up. We could have talked about it. We'll have to do another one.
Girls,
To be
no,
continued.
I have had Rescue Remedy all morning. I'm not even joking you. The sweat is not. It's real. It is. No, honestly, Rescue Remedy. I was even telling Calvin.
There's another stress reliever. Rescue Remedy.
Rescue Remedy. Yep.
All right.
Well, we couldn't do that today.
Well, we actually as well have Charlene on our next
know,
episode, because that was our most requested, was for Ursula and Charlene to get on and tell us a bit of their crack. Now, Charlene here, good luck. Our pocket rocket next.
Yeah. She'll be like, right, I have work to do.
Exactly.
But it was good. But thanks, Ursula. I hope you enjoyed that.
That was
Thank
fantastic,
you so much.
Ursula.
Thanks a million.